Hello and welcome to Tartan Touchdown and Conversation With, our series of episodes sharing stories of people within the game that we all love. This episode is the second of conversations highlighting the NFL Academy. After speaking to an Academy alumni last week, this week I am joined by current NFL Academy running back and fellow Scot, Jude Colvin. Jude, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you, sir?
Excellent, I'm good, thanks. I said just before we came on there, we were talking about how we've been trying to get this underway for it feels like an eternity, so it's great to finally have you on, and thanks for making time to chat to us.
Totally fine. Thank you for this time. Yeah.
Excellent. But as with these conversations, we all kind of start with the same topic. It's talking about your introduction to the sport. So, when did you first become aware of the sport of American football?
So I kind of got. As a family, we've always watched different sports, and American football was another big one aside from rugby that we always used to watch, especially the Super Bowl. So I think just watching it just looks very fun, and obviously the contact side is still there. I think watching from rugby and stuff, there's little similar things you can
Yeah.
take, like tackling and stuff like that. But I know yeah. So just watched it, and then obviously left from rugby. And my brother at the time was playing for the Napier Knights, so he kind of got me into the youth team for the Napier Knights, and since then just played it since. Yeah, and I haven't looked back. Yeah.
So, what age were you when you first started playing for Napier then?
So I was between the age of like 15 to 16. So yeah, so a couple of years ago now, about 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was, yeah.
When you first started playing, were you kind of playing any specific positions, or was it just a find what's going to work for you first?
It's figure out where I was going to start first. And then I kind of got into receiver, running back in the first year. And then second year of playing, I played a bit of running back and a bit of linebacker as well. But not a lot. And then, yeah, kind of went from there. Just mainly since then, you kind of stick to running back, and running back was my position, yeah.
Yeah. So, what point during your time with Napier, you kind of decided that running back was a position that you wanted to stick with?
100%. I think as well, just running through people was pretty fun, and the aspect of getting hit was another thing as well. And I just enjoyed running through people and making contact. So it was fun, and yeah, just loved playing running back and watching obviously players in the NFL doing it as well. And they making it look easy. It's just cool. So I was just like, yeah, it's a cool position for sure.
Yeah, it's cool. The good thing about running back is you do see all different types of builds of running backs. That's a good thing as well. It's not like you have to be a certain build, like a lineman, obviously. You imagine you've got to be one of the biggest guys on the field, but running backs, you've got
100%. Yeah,
different,
because you also have
different
like
builds.
this. Yeah, halfback as well with like the speed as well. So you have like yeah, it is good as well seeing different amount of builds and running backs, so that you're not having to have, as you said, the big stocky running backs, but
Yeah,
it's see some speed in the guys as well. Yeah.
yeah. Talking about big stocky running backs, your neck and your shape's got a bit bigger since the last time I've seen the last time I've seen a video of you.
Yeah, no, I'm
You've
trying,
been
I'm
in that weight
trying,
room,
I'm
haven't you?
trying. Gotta keep it there a wee bit. My traps have been a bit on the low side a wee bit recently, so I'm kind of having to get that back up in strength now. So it's yeah, still there for sure. I think it carries with me wherever I go, to be honest, and yeah,
Yeah,
it just sits. I
so
think that's the same.
obviously, you said you started playing with the Knights about 4 or 5 years ago. So before we move on to the academy, look, like how do you feel you developed as a player playing for the Knights?
Developed a lot, like the stuff that I learned, especially the kind of player that kind of shaped me with it when I was there. It was cool to see the progression when I was there, and just like learning new different things. And I think the aspect of just having fun and playing
Yeah,
was great. But obviously, I think with only training once a week or maybe twice a week, depending if it's a game week, there wasn't that aspect of a lot of obviously there was a lot of kind of fun when he was doing American football and hitting against people, but there wasn't that aspect of competition.
yeah,
There was competition depending on how well the guys wanted to take the training session, but it wasn't the competition that I think I kind of needed. So I kind of went up to, I think, playing at Scotland level and GB level. Kind of, yeah, it was fun. But obviously, I think coming to the academy, the competition is a lot better. But
yeah.
when I was there in Napier, it was good fun, and this kind of stuff that I took from there is kind of took me onwards to where I am today. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we were at the Napier game yesterday. They had a great victory yesterday. We were over there covering it for them, so that was great for us to see. That game was 48-46 they won under 19, so they're doing well.
Not bad. Yeah, so it's not 2-0 now.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
0.
That's in there. A couple of
Very
games
good.
to go. So
Yeah,
you mentioned your. Then you go. Sorry.
So no, yeah.
Uh,
So I saw the game and looked good. Yeah, good.
yeah. So you mentioned yourself there going stepping up to Scotland and GB level. So how much, first of all, how much pride did that give you, kind of getting to represent the national team at a sport that you're fairly new to at this point?
Um, yeah. I think playing for your country in any sport, it's great. I think any sport you want to play, and I think having the opportunity to play for your country is a great opportunity. Um, but obviously going up to Scotland and GB, yeah, it was good, fun. Yeah, and it wasn't. Yeah, it was good. It is good. You feel good when you step up and playing. You kind of have that sense of I get to play for my country now. It's serious, kind of serious level, and I think playing for your country is amazing. But yeah, I say the training was great. The guys are a lovely bunch of guys, and yeah, it kind of made relationships that I'll kind of hold for a long time. It's
Yeah.
great.
It must also, when you get called up to cover your national team, it must make you think, I'm doing something right here. I'm getting into playing the national squad, so I must be a decent player here.
100%. Yeah, I think um, coaches, when I got told I was in the Scotland team, I think some of the coaches did see my talent and stuff like that at the time, and seeing I was able to run through people and stuff like that, and it was good because I think when I was training and playing those games, I was trying to show that I am talented and I can do this and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I think it's not just talent as well. I'm not the most talented player in the field, but I am very dedicated and I'm very hardworking. I think it's good to see that my hard work is paying off, especially in that moment when I was training
yeah,
to play for GB. Obviously, I didn't make first selection with GB under 17, but I think having that bounce back from not making it kind of pushed me forward. And obviously, I played for under 19. We
yeah,
went to Paderborn in Germany, so it was fun. But as I say, I was kind of doing it. Had to do it for myself a lot more than doing it for GB myself for Scotland. I think.
yeah. I mean, like you mentioned earlier on, like, when you get to that level as well, the level of competition, the level of people you're competing against goes up a notch as well. How did you find that in terms of helping your development, going and playing against that level of player?
I think having the people in front of me that they didn't really do anything. It was just it was just another competition. It didn't really stop me from hard working because I was still the person at the end, still doing extras after training and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I didn't really, I don't let it affect me at all. I was more focused on myself and getting and pushing forward than
yeah.
the other players
So
behind me.
how was it playing against the players that are maybe the next level up as well? Kind of obviously you're having to compete
Yeah.
against players that are maybe a wee bit from what you're used to at
Um,
18 level.
yeah, I think when we played for Scotland, we were playing GB and Fulton Pride at that time. So yeah, obviously Fulton Pride is Fulton Pride, and they're a very good team. So we kind of knew the kind of competition we're coming against. But even playing against those guys kind of gave us an opportunity to get better as well. Um, and it was good to see what it's like when you're playing at a higher level. But especially as you say, you take up a notch, you're gonna feel the competition more. So yeah, you feel it and stuff like that. But it was good. So it gives us guys, especially in Scotland, another opportunity. And we came close to winning against GB as well. We played
Yeah,
for Scotland. So hey, it just shows that we can try. We can play.
yeah, no, that's good to hear. Then obviously, as your career developed on where you are now, you're at the NFL Academy now. For those that are maybe watching and listening that don't know the process of how it all works, talk us through kind of how you applied for it, the recruitment process involved in getting from Edinburgh to the NFL Academy.
Of course. So the recruiting process that I did was, I think it was kind of at a time when I was kind of obviously coming towards the end of my high school years, and I was thinking about what I was going to do for uni. But also, I really did have a really big passion for sport, and I think sport's always been with me. So I was like scrolling through Instagram, and I found a link or one of those videos that come up on your feed, come to the academy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I've kind of took more time into reading into about it. But the NFL Academy was happening, and obviously at that time was when they brought in the new coaches from America. I was like, damn, this is a great opportunity. So the process that I did was obviously I went through onto the website of the NFL Academy, and then there was sign up here or go here, and you just had to put in your tape. So obviously I had to find tape, so I took tape from GB, Scotland, and even just 9-on-7, especially at running back, when I was playing with obviously within practice for Scotland.
yeah,
So I did that. You had to put in your height, obviously little details about yourself, and then you just wait. And then they gave me an invite to one of their camps in Loughborough, and from there I did that. But also before that, I got in touch with a close mate who played with me with Scotland. This guy called Tom who played with NFL Academy,
Yeah,
and he kind of said there's like in small ones went to that one, and that's kind of I think kind of got me noticed a wee bit as well because obviously I came in late actually to the first camp that I was at, and Coach Cam, who is my coach now for DB, who's now left to go to America, he kind of let me in, being like, "Oh damn, we've got to let this kid in," because I was up until 2 in the morning, took a train from Edinburgh. It took me about 6, 7 hours to get down to it. Missed the camp by like 5 minutes. Coach Cam let me in, and then I just did the combine. And then Coach Cam and Coach Hagan remembered me when I went to the next camp, which was the bigger camp that kind of was the bigger process to get in.
yeah,
And then obviously when I was at that camp, that's when I met my running back coach Eli, and he just saw something in me that I haven't seen for a long time, especially as or a coach hasn't seen in me for a long time. And he was like, stay after the practice. We did some drills and stuff like that, and then kept staying in contact. And then that's kind of how it all happened. Yeah.
yeah. So how did you feel when they got in touch to offer you that to offer that place at the academy?
It was great. Yeah, I think I showed a bit too emotional. I think at the airport, I think I shouted a wee bit too loudly because we were going to Italy for a holiday with my mom and my family. And yes, so then I was actually sitting down for my breakfast, and then bang, out of my mailbox, NFL Academy. I was like, damn, this is it. And then look at it, and they said, yeah, we want to offer you a place. And I was like, yeah, this is where it starts. And I was over the moon. I was
Yeah,
since that day. I think I was, yeah, I didn't. I've never looked back, and it was great time when I
yeah,
got told that. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think you're allowed to make as much noise as you want when that happens to you.
Yeah, I think I shouted a bit too much. So I think when I was dapping up my brothers, yeah, it was a bit too loud.
Excellent. And how long did it take for it all to sink in? Obviously, the initial reaction, obviously the elation I get offered a position, but did it take a few days to actual?
Yeah, I think. Um, I mean, when I told my parents about it, we were all still talking about it for that entire week and stuff, especially when we were in Rome. And I think when I came back, I don't think I've ever been locked in something in my life, to be honest. Like when I came back, I was had to cut a lot of the bad stuff. And as Coach Hagan says all the time, change your choices, change your life. And honestly, that's something that stuck with me since he told me that. And I think that's kind of what I did to
Yeah,
get to where I am. If you change your choices, your life is going to change drastically. So I had to cut out a lot of the stuff that all of my friends were doing, or a lot of people in my school were doing. To be honest, I didn't even go to prom. I didn't go
yeah.
to all these events that my school did because I was too focused on what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Big change in diet as well.
sorry.
Big change in diet as well from the
Oh,
Scottish
aye.
team.
Yeah. I got all the stuff, all the supplements. I got started going on creatine, started going on mass gainer. I think all the mass gainer went to my neck at that point. I think that's when it kind of started. No, but yeah, and I actually remember I was going to sprint coach, and I was on the bus, and the bus goes the same direction where the prom was, and I saw all the people my year going into the prom, and I was on the way to training. So I
Yeah,
think that just kind of gave me the boost that I needed to just keep on going no matter what. And sometimes you're gonna have to make choices in life you don't like, and I think if you're able to make those choices, it will set you differently, and it will also
yeah,
give you the boost of what you need to get really far. 100%.
yeah. So when you got to the academy, obviously moving away from home, moving down to the academy, was it a big adjustment for you, or did you kind of fit in really quickly in terms of the change of?
Not really. A lot of people did, but a lot of people say because obviously Loughborough's not the most exciting city in the world. It's very small, apart from obviously having the uni, because the uni for Loughborough is like top five in the UK,
Yeah,
maybe even like number one, I think. Um, yes, it's not. There's nothing really to do, and that's what a lot of the players find hard is not being able to do things around in the city.
yeah,
But I think for me, I found it really easy because I've always been kind of by myself and always no, I wouldn't say isolated. I've always been by myself a lot of the time, so it didn't really change me at all.
yeah.
Um,
Used to your own company type thing.
yeah, literally. And what really changed though was the idea of training every day because I went from training twice a week to 5 days a week, 3 days in the gym, and obviously doing stuff in the weekend by myself. So yeah, so that was the biggest change I would say. But with like the idea of moving and stuff like that away from family, it didn't really change, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Because like you said, you're only a few hours down the road. It's not as if you're in another
Aye.
country at the
Yeah,
moment.
compared to like compared to some guys who were from Africa and Germany,
Yeah.
and even like the Scandinavian countries as well. Yeah, it didn't really change me at all, no.
On your social media a few weeks back, you done a great video about the day in the life of the
Yeah.
NFL Academy athlete. So if anyone that hasn't seen that, we'll link to you. But kind of talk us through, what does your kind of average day look like as a player in the academy?
So yeah, so kind of what I said in the video. So if it's a normal day on a Monday, it'll be about for me a 5:30 wake up, have a pre-gym snack, and then go to gym for 6:30. Come back, have my first shower, and then go from there to class. After class, have lunch, then go to training. We might have film before, we might not. So we go to film, and then from film we then go to the field, train for about 2 hours. After training, obviously get changed and go back to the Gables. I will then collect my dinner from the college, and then come back, have a shower, have my dinner, watch some film, do my player evaluation, and then go to bed. So yeah, just depends on what day it is. It's yeah, very busy. Some very, very busy from 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning till, 8 o'clock at night. So yeah.
Early bed.
Oh yeah, I said in my video that it was 9:30 or 10:30 bed, but that's a bit of a lie. Sometimes, but because sometimes I'm staying up a wee bit. But yeah, early bed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, cool. So you've been in the academy roughly about 9 months now. So how do you feel you've developed as a player since you went down to the academy to the present day?
I've changed a lot. Like the stuff I've learned, especially from the coaches I've sadly left, like the stuff that they've taught me, I'll take on for the rest of my life, 100%. And it's not only to change me as a guy off the field, but on the field, it's giving me more skills and more things that I can learn to get better, and it's great. Like once you come to the academy, it does change your life. Like the stuff that as I said, I learned, I'll take on for the rest of my life, and it's great because it just shows that in the past 9 months, I've improved so much.
Yeah.
And it just shows that if you put the work in, as I said, put the work in, and the things will come 100%, and that's without a doubt.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really does change me, and it's great to see as well because a lot of people, oh, even myself, I kind of tell I haven't really gotten better, but I think getting the reassurance from coaches and stuff like that, and even some of the players, it's great. It's kind of what you need, especially a player at the academy, especially at this level. So it's great, and it has changed me 100%. And as I said, this is the stuff I'll take for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Like we mentioned there, you've only been in the academy for 9 months, so it's still a couple of years to go in terms of the goals you've got for mid to long term. But what's your short term goals over the next, can I say, 18 to 24 months? What's your aims?
Obviously, for the next year, I will obviously love to get an offer to go to D1. I think that's kind of the medium goal. Just now, that's number one goal. But with all the little goals in between, it's just getting better as a player. There's nothing more I can do. In the first time in my life, I'm not having to gain weight or having to cut weight. No, sorry, I'm having to cut weight for the first time in my life, not having to gain weight, which is great because I'm kind of already there physically. It's just having to just be there, technique wise and footwork wise, because that's kind of what I'm slipping in within the DB area. So yeah, just having to focus on technique and footwork and just get better as a player. I think that's kind of what I want to focus as well, and especially in the gym. There's a lot of gym goals I've got as well. Um, and yeah, just have a yeah, just keep on doing what I'm doing. I think that's kind of what I'm. Well, that's just improving that because I think
Yeah.
if you improve a lot in mentally on the side of football, just watch a lot of podcasts, write a lot. That's kind of what I'm getting into as well, reading a lot, and I think as well if I can tell anyone as well is don't focus so much on football. Obviously, yeah, you can focus on it as much as you want when you're playing football, when you're on the field, but when you're away have the ability to do different things. Don't just be like on football is number one thing that I need to do every single day.
Yeah.
Also know that if you have, hobbies that you used to do back home, try and do that here. So I'm trying to, draw a lot, I'm trying to read a lot, trying to write a lot, make music wherever I can. So I think having the ability to have your hands, as they say, in your hands in different pots,
Yeah,
not just only having both hands in the massive pot of playing football, having the ability to go to different things. Yeah, just do the other things on the side as well. That's one
yeah,
thing I can say to everyone, that if you're don't just focus a lot on football, have the ability to kind of decompress.
yeah, yeah. If you're thinking about football 24/7, it would suddenly become like a job rather than
Yeah.
something you
Well,
really do because it's constantly in your head.
It's, I mean, well, it is a job when you're here. Like, coach makes us sure that it's a job every day. Like, it's business.
Yeah,
You're doing what you want to do, and you're doing it to a higher level. And this is our job for just now. Like, apart from obviously going to college and doing A levels, this is our job. Playing
yeah.
football, having to do that is just great. And obviously, if I can do this for the rest of my life, I would, and I hope that it does.
Yeah. So you mentioned about D1 offer, a D1 offer being your kind of mid-term goal. That's what you're aiming for next. Looking at last season in the NCAA, there was 19 NFL Academy alumni playing football at Division One level last year, and obviously the team that's currently there at the moment, there's a significant amount of them have had offers to go over as well. Does that give you inspiration knowing that the pathway is there? It's not just a maybe this might happen. It's like this does happen. I just need to make sure I'm the next one on that list.
Yeah, 100%. I think they kind of set the standard. They set obviously the players that went to D1, they did what a lot of people couldn't do. Like those people that went to D1, you have to stand that they did a lot of things by themselves, and a lot of players do that here, but it's just having that ability to just do what others can and be that extra different.
Yeah,
And obviously, I'm trying to get to that kind of level right now. I'm trying to push myself every single day and do extras when it is, or after training, do extras, or if it's, on the weekends, doing like other stuff with football, footwork, technique, and all this stuff that can get me better. Because it's not just that training; they test that for you. They test what you learn in the film sessions. They bring it into obviously practice, 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 hence why it's called practice. And then when it comes to the games, the test your ability to test see how you've developed as a player during the time that you've been here, during the practices you've had. So I think as well with what they've did, like players like Daniel, Emmanuel, and stuff like that. I think what they've done, they've kind of shaped it for the NFL Academy to have that. Hey, UK guys, international guys can do this as well. It's not just Americans are the best. We can also show that us international players are also dogs as well. We can come against you guys and make sure that we can win.
yeah,
And that's the mentality. So yeah, 100%. Like they've shaped it. So I'm just having to reach for my goals, make sure that I'm staying on my path, and honestly, execute it as hard as I can. And yeah,
yeah.
hopefully in the next year, I can get that offer.
Excellent. We mentioned before we came on here, you're kind of documenting your time in the NFL Academy and stuff like. Do you want to tell us a wee bit about
Yeah, so it's just like a wee kind of thing I'm doing on the side, to be honest, and it's just a lot of the player, not a lot of the players, sorry. Yeah, so there's been like a couple of dark times when I've been here, stuff like that, as you're gonna have as a person or even just as a player as well, who's trying to make it. But it's just a wee thing that I'm trying to write, and it's just stuff that can keep me going. Is I call it the process pretty much, and it's just one of the things like the ability to hone confidence or the curse of competence and stuff like that. So it's just a wee great thing, and I think what is taught me a lot is just like one thing that I can take from a quote in a book is preparation plus opportunity equals success. Like if you do the preparation, all the preparation, and you have the opportunities, like having more reps in game, having more reps in training, and doing a lot of other things within team and stuff like that, the success is going to be huge.
that?
And I think if you prepare yourself for those opportunities, and the success rate, I will tell you, will go through the roof. And if you're being consistent, and I think be comfortable being uncomfortable, putting yourself in those situations, you can see the success go so far, and that's kind of what I'm documenting so far. And it's just having the ability to stay focused. And yeah, and I think another thing as well was most people quit because they focus on the obstacles and the doubts and the failures, but the reasons why it may not work. But if the ones that do make it, well, they lock in the vision so hard because there's nothing to shake them, because they're so focused on the vision, and like even just a bad day won't shake them. And I think if you can get yourself away from that and just focus on the vision because it's so big, you can go far and it's not gonna and having a bad day won't shake it. So I think that's kind of what I'm trying to tell myself and hopefully tell the viewers that are watching this, that I'm in the same boat. You just got to keep on going no matter what, whatever it is you want to do. If it's be a business manager, be wherever you want to be the best, wherever in whatever you want to do. If you just focus on the things and focus on the vision of what you want to do, you will go far and you'll be the best at it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's some great advice in there, Jude. Thanks for that. It's really good.
totally
You
fine.
share that for us, thank you. Well, this is just, as we mentioned, you are still a young boy. You're a lot younger than me anyway, I'll say that. So this is just the beginning of your career. And we're really looking forward to following your journey to see where it leads to. Hopefully,
Appreciate
it
that.
leads to very big things. Obviously, thank you for joining us. And hopefully, this is one of many conversations that we're going to have throughout your career as it develops.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Before I finish, I want to say thank you to Ross Ingles for organising the conversation. And also, thank you to the NFL Academy for allowing us to speak to you, Jude. It's been great.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time today. It's been amazing.
Perfect. For everyone that's watching and listening, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram for our latest content and make sure you subscribe to YouTube and all the major podcast platforms so you don't miss it on the next podcast. Until next time, we'll see you soon.